Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel U.S. Immigration. We hope you're doing great. Well, in today's video we will be talking Kamala Harris and immigration, a look at the drop in migrant apprehensions. Immigration is a hot-button issue in U.S. politics, and Vice President Kamala Harris is at the center of the debate. As she considers a presidential run, her management of immigration policy under President Biden is under scrutiny. This overview explores Harris's role, the impact of recent policy changes, and their broader implications for her political future. If you are interested in this, so to get all the information, pay attention and watch the video through to the end. Please hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. In today's political climate, immigration remains a highly contentious issue, with Vice President Kamala Harris at the center of this debate, particularly as she contemplates a potential presidential run. Kamala Harris's role in immigration policy. Since taking office, Vice President Harris has been tasked by President Biden with addressing the root causes of migration from Central America. Dubbed the border czar, her role has been to shape and influence immigration policy directly. This position has garnered significant attention. Both positive and negative critics argue that she has not delivered substantial results, while her supporters contend that she inherited an entrenched and complex set of challenges. Harris's strategy has been multifaceted, targeting the underlying issues driving migration, such as poverty, violence, and corruption in countries like Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. Her efforts have involved diplomatic engagements with regional leaders and attempts to address systemic issues. However, the complexities of these problems, combined with political opposition and logistical challenges, have made it difficult to see immediate results. The impact of immigration policies. Under Harris's oversight, the Biden administration has introduced several key policy changes, notably stricter asylum rules. These new regulations have made it more difficult for individuals crossing the border illegally to claim asylum, or requiring them to seek protection in other countries they pass through before reaching the U.S. This approach, combining enforcement with legal migration pathways, has led to a notable decrease in migrant apprehensions, according to the Department of Homeland Security. Encounters at the southern border have dropped by 55% since the implementation of these asylum restrictions. Border Patrol reports fewer than 1,800 daily apprehensions, a significant reduction from previous months. Despite these figures suggesting a reduction in illegal crossings, the new policies have faced criticism. Human rights advocates argue that the restrictions undermine international humanitarian standards and deny asylum seekers a fair chance to present their claims. Conversely, proponents of stricter border controls argue that these measures are crucial for national security in preventing the exploitation of the asylum system. Public perception and media coverage. Media coverage of Kamala Harris's immigration record has been mixed. Outlets like NPR have highlighted her challenges with immigration policy, underscoring the political vulnerabilities these issues present. Critics have used her role as the border czar, argue that she has been ineffective, using this narrative in ongoing political debates. On the other hand, some media sources and political analysts argue that Harris's limited authority over immigration and the deep-rooted nature of these challenges mitigate her responsibility. They emphasize that the issues she confronts are systemic and require comprehensive reform beyond the efforts of any single individual. As Harris considers a presidential bid, her immigration record will be a significant topic of debate. Some argue she should distance herself from the current administration's approach and propose her own comprehensive immigration reforms. This could involve focusing on deferred action for childhood arrivals, pathways to citizenship, and modernizing the legal immigration system. The political landscape and Harris's future. Immigration is expected to be a central issue in the upcoming election cycle, with Kamala Harris's actions and policies under intense scrutiny to advance her presidential aspirations. She will need to articulate a clear and compelling vision for immigration reform that resonates with a wide range of voters. This may involve balancing enforcement with empathy, addressing the needs of both border security and immigrant communities. Broader context of U.S. immigration. To fully understand Kamala Harris's role in immigration policy, it's important to consider the broader U.S. immigration landscape. The United States has long been a nation of immigrants, with foreign-born individuals making up a significant portion of the population. According to the Pew Research Center, the foreign-born population reached a record 46.1 million in 2022, representing 13.8% of the total population, a threefold increase since 1970. The diversity of the U.S. immigrant population is substantial, with large groups originating from Mexico, India, China, the Philippines, and El Salvador. While this growing diversity enriches the nation's cultural fabric, it also raises concerns about integration and resource allocation. Policymakers face the challenge of addressing the needs of a diverse immigrant population while balancing national security and economic stability. This complexity underscores the need for comprehensive immigration reform, a goal that has proven elusive for successive administrations. Legal status and challenges for immigrants. The legal status of immigrants in the U.S. is a crucial element of the immigration debate. While many immigrants reside legally, others face uncertainty due to undocumented status. The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals (DACA) program, which provides temporary protection for eligible undocumented youth, remains a contentious issue. Efforts to create pathways to citizenship for undocumented immigrants have encountered political hurdles, leaving millions in limbo. Advocates argue that regularizing the status of undocumented individuals would contribute to economic growth and social cohesion. However, opponents raise concerns about border security and adherence to the rule of law. The role of asylum and humanitarian protection. The U.S. asylum system is a fundamental aspect of immigration policy, offering protection to those fleeing persecution. Yet, the system has been strained by a surge in asylum seekers, resulting in backlogs and lengthy processing times. Recent policy changes have aimed to address these issues by imposing stricter criteria for asylum eligibility. While intended to deter fraudulent claims, these measures have sparked debates about balancing enforcement with humanitarian responsibilities. Global context of migration. Migration is a global phenomenon driven by various factors, including economic disparities, conflict, and climate change. The U.S. is not alone in facing migration challenges. Countries worldwide grapple with similar issues. International cooperation is crucial to addressing the root causes of migration and supporting countries of origin. Initiatives such as development aid, conflict resolution, and climate adaptation can help mitigate migration drivers. Conclusion: Kamala Harris's role in immigration policy has been a focal point of her vice presidency, shaping public perception and political discourse. The decline in migrant apprehensions at the U.S.-Mexico border reflects the impact of recent policy changes, though the broader implications remain complex. As Harris navigates her political future, her ability to propose and implement comprehensive immigration reforms will be crucial. Addressing immigration challenges requires innovative solutions that balance enforcement with compassion, meeting the needs of both border security and immigrant communities. In the wider context of U.S. immigration, the diversity and contributions of immigrants are integral to the nation's identity. Policymakers must strive for a balanced approach that acknowledges the complexities of migration and fosters an inclusive society. Ultimately, the future of U.S. immigration policy will depend on leaders like Kamala Harris articulating a clear vision and working collaboratively to address the multifaceted challenges facing the nation. As immigration remains a key issue, Vice President Kamala Harris's approach will be crucial for her political prospects. Her ability to balance enforcement with compassion and propose effective reforms will be vital as she navigates her potential presidential bid and addresses the complexities of U.S. immigration policy. That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel US Immigration. We hope you're doing great. Well, in today's video, we will be talking about Kamala Harris and immigration and look at the drop in the migrant apprehensions. Immigration remains a key issue in US politics, with Vice President Kamala Harris at the forefront as she considers a presidential bid. Appointed by President Biden to address the root causes of migration from Central America, Harris' role, known as border czar, has been scrutinized and praised. Her focus has been on tackling underlying problems such as poverty, violence, and corruption in countries like Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador. However, achieving immediate results has been challenging due to complexity of these issues and political opposition. During Harris' tenure, the Biden administration has introduced stricter asylum rules, which have led to 55% decrease in migrant apprehensions at the US-Mexico border. These new policies require migrants to seek asylum in other countries they pass through before arriving in the US. Contributing to this decline, while this approach has been effective in reducing illegal crossings, it has faced criticism from human rights advocates who argue that it undermines international humanitarian standards by limiting asylum seekers' opportunities to make their case. Media coverage of Harris' immigration record has been mixed. Critics highlight perceived shortcomings in her approach, while some analysts argue that systemic issues and her limited authority mitigate her responsibility. As Harris gears up for a potential presidential run, her ability to propose and implement comprehensive immigration reforms will be crucial. Balancing enforcement with compassion and addressing the needs of both border security and immigrant communities will be key to her success. In the broader context, US immigration policy must navigate the complexities of a diverse immigrant population. Policymakers face the challenge of creating a balanced approach that ensures inclusivity while addressing national security and economic stability.